So Robert, thank you to have you here. It's my pleasure, it's my honor. And you're from Australia, so a very fascinating country. And you're a media expert and a fascinating person also. So tell me please a little bit about you and your person.
I started life as a journalist and I've been in the media for 30 years. And I have been fascinated by the change in media. I started in content and then wanted to move to the business side. And I was magazine publisher, I ran our operations, our distribution, and ended up in the marketing area in a fundamental place where you need to reach audiences. And you bring all the different parts of the business together. That is what media is today. It is fusing all of the functions into one dynamic company. So I've had a great time in the media.
And what are you doing for a living?
Well, these days I'm in the process of helping other companies make money out of the transformation. This is one of the great times in media history. And there are opportunities at every single turn. And helping companies find the value in disruption is a really exciting thing. I love change, and this is a great time to be in media.
And what advice you would give to people in the media industry?
I think the best way to succeed in media is to understand that the pace of change is getting faster and faster, and to see it as an opportunity. You must be a change junkie to work in the media. That's the attraction. It is a very fast-paced industry. Not because of the fast pace of content, that's always been attractive, but the business itself is transforming at a speed that we've never seen before. And that is attracting a certain type of individual who likes to see opportunity. Faster change is important. Mm-hmm. In the digital business, it still takes far too long to make new products, which is ironic considering how instantaneous much of digital is.
Yeah, fascinating. And as you see it, what are the key factors of success in the digital business?
Being able to stay ahead of the trends and understanding that you must try things and fail and start again.
Yeah.
It is really important to be watching what other people are doing. It has never been more important, in fact, to look at examples in other markets, in other regions, in other companies, to understand how an idea might progress in your area. Because if you wait 5 minutes too long, it's too late.
Mm-hmm. So you're from Australia. Can you tell me a little bit about the media landscape of Australia?
The media industry is an interesting one because it's dominated by a couple of companies that used to be newspaper companies. News Limited, run by Rupert Murdoch, and Fairfax, where I've worked for 30 years. And those companies dominated advertising. And when the digital change started in the mid-1990s, they were quite early and quite successful in moving to digital. So Australia has a number of very interesting media examples where digital businesses have been successful. And when telephone companies, internet companies, television companies all started getting into the same type of content, the newspaper companies, as they were very much leading the change to multi-platform. So we have a number of big multi-platform businesses competing very aggressively. The market is quite advanced. It is very similar to the United States in terms of the disruption to the advertising market, much more so than in Europe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned Europe. What do you think are the major differences between the European and the Australian market?
The fantastic thing about Europe is the language groups, and that enables local media companies and local media businesses to be able to work very intensively on the local offer. If you've got a language advantage, then you can do hyper-local content and transition that into local e-commerce. Because the thing about the internet is that it means that clients of media companies now can find customers anywhere in Europe. You have to be able to own your patch, own your local area, and I think language and local content are very much to Europe's advantage.
Yeah. So which people and companies inspire you and why?
I love Axel Springer. I love the pace of change here, watching the company over a few decades, the big decisions to sell off newspapers and magazines that were so important to the DNA of Springer, really gutsy, courageous calls. And media companies are going to have to do things like that to free up cash to invest in digital opportunities. Because there is no question, print businesses will never, ever be what they were. And companies need to be structured for tomorrow's opportunity. And that means changing the balance sheet, and it means having cash available to invest. So Springer is doing some really interesting things, as well as innovating in print, as well as the merger and acquisition business. I think strategically moving so strongly into a digital-first culture is really strong for Springer, especially when Germany is not quite moving as fast as other consumer markets. And the other company that so many people love is Schibsted, just having a really innovative approach to corporate expansion and the media landscape. I love Schibsted's strategy and implementation.
So thank you, Robert, for this amazing interview, and all the best for you. Thank you.
A pleasure.